Hello everyone. If you're watching this, I guess you know who I am, but even if you don't, let's just skip the part where I say it's me, Zainab. Okay, so anyway, I am really opinionated. I have opinions on almost everything, and I like to share those opinions in one way or the other. I use my writing, I use my voice or my art or anything that I like to do to just put my opinion out there for people to know. So, because I'm really opinionated since I was a kid, I've had one problem that I have trouble dealing with people who don't agree with my opinion. Okay, and sometimes I find myself in a situation where I'm trying to impose my opinion on other people, and I'm finding it really difficult to make them agree with me, and that creates some sort of a conflict between us, and then it just makes me really aggressive or just really unrestful or restless, sorry. Anyway, so I was trying to deal with that problem of mine, and because I'm always trying to find some sort of a therapy to treat myself with by myself. So I have two things that I'm really interested in, which are one is psychology and one is sociology or sociology, whatever you guys call it. So I was reading an article related to both of these subjects, and it was speaking about how people are these days people are not able to find peace because there's a lot of conflicts between them, and they're all trying to win the race of their individual interests and trying to impose their individual interests on other people. So I found this article quite relevant to my problem, and I started studying more about it. Now, this sociologist named Rosu or something like that, I don't know how to pronounce it. This guy says that people living in a society are usually in a state of restlessness or unrest because each person is trying to win their personal interest or their individual interest, and they're trying to impose it on other people, okay? Because they think that is the right opinion and everybody should agree to that opinion. And that leads them to try to force other people to believe that opinion. And when other people don't believe that opinion, they get irritated and they might even start, some sort of an argument or some sort of a fight with them. So, what this guy says that what we must do if we want to find peace, what we must do is that we should try to look for a common ground, okay? And that can only happen when we allow people to be themselves, okay? So what I derived out of this situation is that if I want people to agree with something that I believe in, I need to just tell them that this is my opinion and this is what I think is right. And if a lot of people agree to that opinion and it seems to be the right thing, then they will eventually see it. But I can't force them to agree with it. I can only tell them that this is my opinion and this is what most people believe, this is what the majority believes in. And a lot of research or a lot of supporting facts have proven that this is the right thing to believe in. But I need to let them be themselves. I need to give them the space for them to try to find out on their own whether that opinion is actually the right opinion. Okay, and usually people will just like, if you try to force people to agree with you, they might get irritated just because of that, and they will disagree with you just because you're trying to force them to agree with you. That is something that I have personally experienced with people. So if you want somebody to agree with you on anything, just let them free. Let them be themselves. Tell them what you believe in. Tell them what your opinion is. But just let them be themselves. Okay? And when they see that although you don't agree with them, you're still letting them be themselves, they will eventually try to accept what you believe in, and they will, both of you will reach a common ground, okay? And that common ground is going to be something that you're giving up on and something that they're giving up on. So although both of you are giving up on something and it's sort of like a lose-lose situation, you need to look at it in a positive way, that it is basically a win-win situation where you're giving up on something, they're giving up on something, but at the end of it, both of you are agreeing on something and you have reached a common ground. And that, as this guy Rosu said, is when you will find peace. Okay? So the worst thing that you can do is try to force people to agree with you just based on your opinions. Okay? And the worst thing you can do is try to change someone just because you think that they should change. So just let people be themselves and you can be yourself, and eventually both of you can agree on, a common ground. That is all I wanted to say for today. Have a good day. Allah Hafiz.